lot of people are upset with you because they can't copy you. You can't be duplicated. You're one of one. You're original. They tried to mimic your behaviors. They tried to mimic your kindness. They tried to mimic, your intelligence. And guess what? They got burnt out, and now they don't like you. Now they're tired because they can't wear you. They tried, but they can't do it like you. Keep being you. Keep being great. God bless. Enjoy y'all weekend.
So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Claire Monica and welcome back to Claire Monica Talk. So today we are going to be talking about jealousy. It's an epidemic and this is part 8 to the series, so make sure you go check out the rest of the videos on my channel. But yes, as we end 2025 or whenever you're seeing this video, it's important for us to validate our own experiences when it comes to jealousy or how people treat us. And especially if you're on the channel, you're probably somebody that is mastering thyself, someone that's actively improving their life, their finances, their career, their relationships, whatever that looks like for you. People will have a problem. People will naturally target you. People will naturally sabotage you. And as someone that's a victim to that jealousy, it's very easy for people to gaslight you or try to say that it's in your head or you're being dramatic. But this video hopefully will, validate your experiences. We are too grown to be naive to the dynamics and structures that surround us. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you towards the end.
If every time you turn around, people got to humble you to keep you in your place, especially when it's a group of people, I fear that you just might be hot. I fear that you just might be hot. What do you mean you're experiencing a modern day crucifixion? What do you mean people are rising up against you in groups? Little old you, they had to. Their little bit of energy was not working. Their little evil eye, their little smear campaign wasn't working. So they had to get him, her, and her to also jump on the bandwagon. And it's still like dust on your shoulder. Don't let these people play with your head. All these people are against me. Maybe I must be wrong. Maybe I must be dead. No, baby, this is exactly how it's supposed to go. I fear that you are hot. I fear.
Have you ever noticed that when you're around certain people that have more than you, but you sense that they're in silent competition with you? That's because it goes far deep beyond material things. It's the aura that you carry, the spirit that you possess. That's what I always tell people. It's not about the money or the fame. It's about your character, the way you walk, the way you talk. When you walk in rooms, you light up the room. When you walk in rooms, you turn heads. You're the life and soul of the party. People with more than you hate to see that. You make it look better than they do. You both buy the same trainers and the same tracksuit or same outfit. You rock it better. You naturally have the sauce. You naturally have the juice. Your potential threatens their position. That's what I always tell people, to always keep in mind that it's not on you, it's in you. Peace and love.
I don't know if anyone else on the spectrum can relate with this, but one thing I didn't realize growing up in my teenage years and my early 20s is that people can be extremely jealous of you for being comfortable with yourself. One thing I've now come to realize is that we all mask, all human beings on this earth mask, but those of us on the spectrum, we are not typically good at masking. So we tend to decide to not mask anymore. We have this whole unmasking thing going on. So because we don't want to mask like the majority, a few of them become jealous because we are unapologetically ourselves. We dress the way we want to dress. We speak the way we want to speak. We act the way we want to act. And we do not care about fitting in. And that aggravates a lot of people because a lot of people put in the work to fit in and to be liked by so many people. To the point that when they see someone not even valuing that, it irritates them in a way that makes them develop some type of hatred to you. And it all stems from jealousy.
And one thing that's always funny to notice is when somebody realizes in their one-sided competition with you that what you do is actually very impressive and hard. You just make it look easy. And so this usually plays out when they try to copy you and they start doing the things you're doing or following the path you're following. And you're doing it as well, or maybe you've already completed part of the process and they're trying to catch up to you. And so they start out all fired up, ready to catch up with you, thinking that the task itself is easy. because you make it look easy. And again, this goes to their faulty mind and competition comparison, because this one-sided competition is rooted in showing you you're not as excellent as they themselves think you are. So they form this competition to try to affirm themselves. But as they get started on the path, sometimes they come to the realization that you're just built different. And the reason you have the results you do is because you're not in competition. You're flexing an entirely different muscle. You're having fun with it, and therefore it comes easy to you. So even the hard things become done so well, it seems as if it's not even hard for you. Sometimes they'll call off the one-sided competition when they realize the amount of work that really goes into it. But sometimes they'll try to keep their foot on the gas, even if they now realize that's going to take much longer than they thought to even be able to begin competing with you.
Do you ever notice it's a certain trope of woman that acts weird when a beautiful woman wears makeup? It's always the classic, oh, I can never wear that much makeup. Do you really have time for all that in the morning? Or it's the, well, I personally love to stay natural. I just put on lip balm, mascara, and call it a day. It's always the same flavor of passive-aggressive, nasty, nice commentary, where it's subtle enough to where she can play dumb if you call it out because she's hiding behind plausible deniability, but pointed enough to where you'll feel that sting in your gut. They want you to feel judged, but they'll never openly and overtly judge you because then you'll have something to fight back against. So they cloak it in politeness and just having an innocent observation and plausible deniability, making sure you don't have enough footing to clap back without looking defensive or insecure. And like I said before, it's always the same trope of women. There's a common denominator in how they look, how they carry themselves. Forgettable, lackluster. They're always somehow easy to draw. If anything, they should be taking a page out of your book. They should be asking for makeup tips, but they don't. Instead, they act like they're judging and side-eyeing you, when really they're just uncomfortable with what they don't understand. They don't understand that they can't fathom that you wear makeup because you want to. It's an expression of art. It's fun because you're good at it. It's the same way that people wear jewelry, accessories, wear nice clothes, adorn themselves. But somehow makeup is the only thing that gets side-eyed. They project their reasoning for why they would wear makeup, if they chose to, onto you, and assume your motives are the same. For them, it would be overcompensatory to fill in some gaps. Deep down inside, she wishes she could do two things. A, learn how to do makeup, and B, actually pull it off. So instead, she just doubles down on being this plain Jane, Victorian child-esque, hating-ass bitch. The human embodiment of unsalted oatmeal. Lackluster. Like on purpose. And she calls it natural confidence, when it's really just well-dressed insecurity. Or she's not used to being seen in that kind of way. Makeup draws attention, and that attention would make her feel uncomfortable and give her imposter syndrome the second someone looks at her that way. And here's what breaks their brain. You're already beautiful, and then you have the audacity to up the ante and put makeup on top of that, which threatens the fuck out of their ego. Because in their minds, that's not fair. In their minds, you're supposed to mitigate and dull yourself down just to keep their glass fragile, pathetic fucking egos at bay. Don't let the uglies take a dent in your confidence. Don't let them dim your shine. Just because they can't handle the gutting fucking reality that you already shine, you're predisposed to, and then you shine some more. They can build their own self-confidence. Plastic surgery is out there. Makeup is out there. YouTube tutorials are out there. They're just not utilizing any of it. Instead, they double down on being forgettable, lackluster, and ugly, and try to sabotage those who do shine. But they'll do so insidiously, through those passive-aggressive, plausible deniability little remarks. The ones meant to incrementally chip away at your confidence to make you question showing up the way you do.
It's so crazy that people will literally look down on you while looking up to you. When you're somebody that has gone through a lot of unfortunate events and you open up to others about it, They will often use your vulnerability to lessen your value in their mind. And they'll convince themselves that at some level they're better than you because they haven't had to experience the things you went through. And they'll look down on you in the way in which your life has played out for you. But at the same time, they'll be in awe of how your experiences have shaped you. This awe can lead to envy, jealousy, and even mimicry. And although they look down on the experiences that shaped you, as much as they hate to admit it, they look up to who you've become. Many people enjoy the fruits of labor, but not the labor that creates the fruit. They'll partake in the fruit while shaking their head and pointing fingers at those that pick it off the tree. Time turns all tables, and everyone in my life that has looked down on me now looks up to me. They want to know how I did it. They want to know what makes me me. But the thing is, I've already revealed it. And since they feel those experiences are below them, their life is going to work out in a way to where they're going to have to experience all those things with no guidance because they look down on the people that could guide them through it. And by the time they're able to reckon with the fact that they actually look up to the results yielded from these experiences that are shown within this person, they'll no longer have access.
I view hardcore bullying as premeditated murder, and I don't care what no one says. The end goal for these bullies is to have the individual unalive themselves or they unalive the individual. That's why a lot of the time when you look at these bullying stories online, it's either the victim has unalived themselves or have physically attacked them in a way that could have potentially killed them. The end goal of bullying is always murder. And a lot of the times bullies can go on and live their life as if nothing happened. And if the victim does survive the bullying, it's going to have long-term psychological effects on them to the point that it could impact the trajectory of their lives.
Insecure girls and it girls cannot mix. It is never going to work. So me being the jolly secure girly that I am, I have always put out the energy and the vibe that I feel towards myself to other women. See, when I got into my 20s and I started growing up and going out and putting myself out there. When I tell you the things I've experienced from women, I said, okay. The issue is when you put an it girl in the mix and an insecure girl in the mix, it causes a ruffle. Number one, the insecure girl meets you and she automatically loves you. She wants to be your friend. She's in awe of you. Oh my gosh, you're so confident. You're so this, you're so that. And then slowly with time, it turns into resentment and it turns into jealousy and it turns into anger towards the it girl. Why? Because you are mirroring back all the things that this insecure girl tries to hide from herself or she feels some kind of way towards about herself because she is not secure. So you're out there, posting on social media, carrying yourself the way you do, and you just simply existing irks and irritates her soul because she's out here like, how are you doing all of this so effortlessly and so flawlessly? And to you, it's normal because you're secure, you love yourself. But then you almost forget when you are that girl that you embody things that other people, I don't even want to say lack, but they don't even know that they have. Do you know what I mean? And then there are the insecure girls that are offended by you from the start. As soon as you walk in the room, the way you walk in the room, the energy, the aura, the vibe you carry, they're already offended. Because who does this girl think she is? Being that much of a vibe, having the aura, having the security that she has in herself that I don't have, or worse, I try to mask or pretend to have. And what happens is these insecure girls end up feeling some kind of way towards you because in their heads, they wake up every day. They have to actually put on a mask and pretend and act like they are those girls. And everything is cool and fine and dandy till they come across a girl who actually has it like that. And then you start getting resentment and start experiencing jealousy and weird vibes and weird energy from these insecure women. And you're sat there asking yourself, why me? what did I do? Like, what did I do to offend you? Like, what's wrong? And it's like you just existing alone is irritating and irking her spirit and soul. But you know what? It goes so much deeper than that. You are a mirror and a reflection of all the things that she believes deep down that she lacks. And the craziest thing is, I believe that every girl can be an it girl. I believe that every girl can embody that confidence, embody that aura, but it's about the choices you make, and it's about how raw and ready and how honest you're ready to be with yourself. If you are still trying to mask and pretend and put on this act like you have it all together when you don't, you are always going to end up slipping and falling through the cracks. But when you're ready to keep it a book with yourself, face yourself and learn to genuinely love you, not Jada Wada, not Ari, not all these influencer girls who have it all together or act like they have it all together. You, that's when things change. Unfortunately for the it girls, you have absolutely no business trying to help these women or bring these women up on that level of confidence with you. There's a lot of work that they need to do that has to happen between them and God, because unfortunately you allowing yourself to be surrounded with women who don't carry that same level of confidence, energy, aura, or who aren't on that level and frequency can cost you so much. We literally hear stories of girls who go on trips with other girls and come back unalived, or come back not in a safe place, or their friends abandon them, and you're out here thinking, oh my gosh, girls are so wicked, how could they do that? Or, oh, I would have never seen that coming. But you did see it coming, because when she was making those snacky comments, when she was giving you those dirty looks, when she was embarrassing you in front of all of those people, you were turning a blind eye when really your eyes should have been open. If somebody is able to show signs of jealousy and resentment towards you, don't ever put it past them of what they could or could not do to you. Those type of women are capable of anything. And if you are that kind of woman, and you know you are that kind of woman, that insecure girl, I really, really hope that you go heal.
People know when you're destined for greatness. People know when you're about to take off. People know when you will be in a different place next year than you are this year. When you're elevating, it's very apparent. Often it's the least apparent to you, because for you, it just seems like you're doing the day-to-day work. But hardworking individuals and consistency and learning the process and being committed to it draws a lot of attention. If you went out right now and started drawing on a sketchbook the building in front of you, and you did it every day, and slowly but surely you started perfecting your artiste, I bet each day that crowd would grow until eventually you just become known as the guy that sketches that building every day and has become good at it. When you show up, it feels like it's just work to you, but you're really writing out a game plan for others. Many gather around when you first start something and they fizzle out because they think you won't take yourself seriously in it. And after they're done ignoring you and you've continued to show up, what they're going to come back to is a crowd that has gathered because of the skill you developed. The same thing can be applied to really anything in life. When you start out in something, especially if it's something you already have an inclination for, a lot of people know you're going to excel at it. This doesn't necessarily mean they'll speak life into you or give you your flowers or even encourage you. And a lot of people that are insecure, it'll actually be more of a reason why they don't support you and are quiet about telling you, even as you're questioning going down this path. But the fact still remains.
There you have it, guys. Jealousy. It's a very silent but prominent force in society when it comes to human nature. And when you are subject to jealousy, you will see all sorts of sides of people that the average person does not see. And yes, it's not fair. Yes, it's annoying, but you know what? It comes with the territory. When you're called for greatness, when you are actively working towards a bigger life, a higher life, you are going to have opposition. You're going to have resistance. You may even have people trying to destiny swap or trying to outdo you or do what you do or try to be you better than you. Like, you're going to have people that are going to try isolate you, alienate you, make you feel like you're nothing, and then they'll be upset when you still choose yourself. They'll be upset when you don't succumb to their plots or schemes, because what they need to realize, or what they don't realize, is that you're not your average person. You are not the average civilian that can be taken out by a smear campaign or, isolation, being left out. cancel culture, all these things that the world tries to throw at us. You can do it. You are here for a purpose, and just keep going. Don't let jealousy stop you. In fact, that should be your biggest motivator, because if you're not being hated on, if you're not being copied, if you're not being, humbled, as they say, you're doing something wrong, okay? Because people don't bother things that they're not threatened by. People don't try to humble things they're not threatened by, because think about it, you don't really see people trying to tear down someone that may not be, let's say, conventionally attractive or conventionally successful. You're never going to see them bringing down that person. No, they're going to bring down the beautiful woman, the beautiful man. Like, I've seen so many people praise mediocrity, mediocre talent, mediocre singing, mediocre whatever, but then the person that actually has the talent, has the gift for it, people humble them. They will drag them down. They will make fun of them, and then later on copy that person, because people want you to do great, but not greater than them. So never forget that, guys. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Comment down below if you can relate to any of these experiences, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.